Have you ever wondered if your blood pressure numbers define your future? Right now, thousands of people in their 50s, 60s, and even 70s are reversing your blood pressure readings faster than medical experts ever imagined possible, using simple strategies that somehow never made it into standard medical conversations. Where are you watching this from today? Drop your age and location in the comments below. I'm curious to connect with viewers from around the world who are taking charge of their cardiovascular health. Your journey matters, and sharing it might inspire someone else feeling stuck with climbing numbers. Here's something most people don't realize about rising blood pressure. Every single point your numbers climb, your arteries age just a little bit faster. This silent process edges you closer to life-threatening events like heart attacks and strokes, particularly strokes, which remain one of the leading causes of disability worldwide. Over the next several minutes, I'm walking you through 10 evidence-backed natural strategies to lower your blood pressure. These aren't theoretical concepts from obscure research papers. These are practical methods I've used with real patients who've reversed their numbers, healed their arteries, and transformed their heart health completely. We'll answer the questions that actually matter to you. How effective are these natural methods compared to medications? Can they genuinely replace prescription drugs in certain situations? What's the right way to execute each strategy so you get real results, not just false hope and wasted effort? If high blood pressure is something you're currently managing, even if your numbers are only slightly elevated, please don't skip ahead. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what's been keeping your numbers stubbornly high and how to bring them down for good without extreme measures. If you find this information valuable and empowering, please hit that like button right now. Share this video with someone you care about who struggles with blood pressure concerns. Drop a comment below telling me which strategy resonates most with your situation. Your engagement helps this information reach more people who desperately need it. The first powerful strategy involves time-restricted eating. One library worker had blood pressure hovering around 145/90 for years, despite taking 2 medications. She wasn't overeating, wasn't sedentary, but had a late-night snacking habit. Crackers while reading, toast before bed seemed harmless enough. We made one change. She stopped eating after 4 in the afternoon, keeping breakfast around 8. Just an 8-hour eating window. Within 1 month, her systolic blood pressure dropped below 135 from that single modification alone. This simple shift transformed her cardiovascular health completely. Time-restricted eating proves remarkably effective for blood pressure management. When you eat matters almost as much as what you consume. Late-night meals keep insulin elevated overnight when it should naturally decline. When insulin stays high, your body holds on to excess sodium. Vessels stay constricted, and pressure doesn't drop during sleep like it should. A systematic review in 2025 examined 15 clinical trials with 1,000 participants who were overweight or obese. Results were consistent. Systolic pressure dropped over 4 points, diastolic around 2 points. For people who'd tried everything else unsuccessfully, time-restricted eating finally allowed their bodies to respond positively. The simplest protocol involves eating within an 8-hour window, known as 16-8 fasting. Eat between 8 morning and 4 afternoon, or noon to 8 evening. The earlier window proves more effective, giving your body overnight recovery without insulin circulating during sleep. Either pattern provides 16 hours for metabolic healing. The second strategy involves dramatically reducing carbohydrate intake. One construction worker battled high blood pressure for over a decade, despite eliminating pastries, cookies, and sodas. He walked regularly after dinner, but numbers barely moved. Taking 2 medications daily, his doctor recommended adding a 3rd prescription. He had substantial appetite, consuming sandwiches for lunch and large plates of rice with dinner. Comprehensive metabolic testing revealed significant insulin resistance and borderline diabetes. Instead of recommending lower sodium like standard approaches, we changed something more foundational. We helped him systematically shift meals away from refined starches. He could enjoy sandwich fillings without bread, protein and vegetables without rice. This transition required patience. We gradually reduced carbohydrates day by day. Within 1 month, he comfortably followed low-carbohydrate eating. Within 4 weeks, blood pressure dropped below 135/85. Within 4 months, he lost nearly 20 pounds and cut medications in half. Most high blood pressure originates from underlying metabolic dysfunction or prediabetes, affecting the vast majority, but undiagnosed in 90% of cases. The fastest way to reverse metabolic dysfunction? Stop constantly spiking insulin throughout the day. That's what low-carbohydrate diets accomplish, especially keeping carbs under 100 grams daily. A randomized clinical trial in 2023 compared very low-carb plans versus standard DASH diets in overweight people with high blood pressure and early diabetes. After 4 months, low-carb diets dropped systolic pressure nearly 10 points. DASH diet groups saw only 5 points reduction, exactly half the improvement from carbohydrate restriction. Start by reducing refined starches sneaking into every meal. White rice, sandwich bread, baked goods, and cereals accumulate rapidly. Instead of building plates around grain products and potatoes, construct meals around quality proteins like fish, chicken, and eggs. Fill remaining space with healthy fats like olive oil, nuts, and seeds. The third critical intervention involves strategic weight loss. One hardware store owner was trapped in a discouraging decade-long cycle. Every year, blood pressure climbed incrementally higher, 138, then 142, then 148/92. Despite trying carb cutting, walking, and gym memberships, neither scale nor blood pressure budged downward. We changed the conversation completely. Instead of making weight loss the primary goal, we made blood pressure the target and used weight as one tool. He started structured programs focusing on metabolic flexibility through time-restricted eating, low insulin load meals, and resistance training 3 times weekly, plus exercise snacks between sessions. Over 3 months, he dropped over 20 pounds with substantial fat replaced by lean muscle. Body mass index changed 3.5 points. Systolic pressure fell nearly 9 points. Diastolic dropped over 4 points to approximately 87. Morning readings consistently registered under 130 without adding medications or following restrictive diets. A meta-analysis in 2022 examined over 3,000 overweight or obese adults. As pounds came off, blood pressure dropped proportionally. Those losing enough weight to lower body mass index 2 points saw systolic pressure drop over 5 points. Those dropping body mass index 3 or more points experienced dramatic improvements, over 8 points systolic reduction. Weight isn't merely cosmetic numbers on scales, it's powerful metabolic signaling. When you lose excess fat, especially dangerous visceral fat around internal organs, you reduce systemic inflammation, dramatically improve insulin sensitivity, and allow arteries to relax again. This represents cardiovascular transformation from within. The fourth strategy addresses alcohol consumption. One real estate professional had fallen into normal routines for his social circle. Couple glasses of wine with dinner, maybe nightcaps while catching up on emails. His blood pressure stayed at 150/92, even with daily medication. We asked him to track actual consumption accurately. The answer surprised him. Closer to 3 or 4 drinks nightly, not 1 or 2. Alcohol impacts blood pressure through 5 distinct pathways. First,
It activates stress hormones, triggering fight or flight responses. Second, it disrupts kidney sodium handling, causing retention. Third, it interferes with liver medication metabolism. Fourth, it disrupts healthy routines completely. Fifth, drinking beyond 2 drinks daily chronically elevates baseline pressure, making medications less effective. Even modest alcohol reduction, 1 or 2 fewer drinks daily, helps blood pressure respond better. A large meta-analysis examining 36 clinical trials with 3,000 adults found those drinking more than 2 daily who cut back reduced systolic pressure over 5 points.
The fifth intervention uses simple, food-based approaches. One active patient who ate well and didn't drink wanted to know what else he could do. Every morning he drank beetroot juice, approximately 250 milliliters. Within 1 month, systolic pressure dropped 6 to 8 points without other changes and stayed down consistently. A meta-analysis in 2024 examined 11 clinical trials in people with blood pressure over 140/90. Daily natural nitrates, ranging from 200 to 800 milligrams, lowered systolic pressure over 5 points, matching early-stage pharmaceutical medications. Beets are packed with natural nitrates converting into nitric oxide, helping arteries relax and dilate. The sixth strategy addresses sleep quality. One landscaping business owner woke at 5 mornings for years, barely managing 5.5 hours sleep nightly. He thought that demonstrated discipline. Blood pressure told different stories, hovering around 150/95 with hemoglobin A1C creeping toward diabetes despite clean eating. We worked on improving his nights through sleep hygiene. Wind-down routines, screens off by 9, dimmed lighting, short evening walks, reading instead of television. Most critical was consistency. Same bedtime every night, even weekends, same wake time every morning. Within 1 month, systolic pressure dropped almost 10 points from sleep improvements alone. Poor sleep drives up pressure through multiple pathways. Sympathetic nervous system stays in overdrive, cortisol remains elevated, arteries lose flexibility, insulin sensitivity drops. A meta-analysis in 2025 included 15 sleep studies with 900 participants struggling with sleep quality or duration. Improving sleep dropped systolic pressure about 5 points, diastolic 3 points. The seventh strategy involves breathing techniques. One retired teacher had blood pressure hovering at 138/88, feeling racing heart and chest tightness constantly. We tried Brahmari pranayama, slow breathing with gentle humming during exhalation, 5 minutes daily. After weeks, blood pressure began dropping, heart rate slowed, sleep improved, anxiety softened without medications.
Recent studies tested Brahmari breathing on healthy volunteers. Just 5 minutes dropped systolic and diastolic blood pressure measurably. Heart rate came down too. The parasympathetic nervous system was activating. Diastolic pressure drops indicated blood vessels relaxing. Cardiovascular system stepping out of chronic fight-or-flight mode. The eighth intervention requires minimal time. One information technology professional sitting at computers most days had blood pressure slowly climbing to 140/90s. We gave him isometric hand grip training requiring less than 20 minutes weekly. Twice weekly at his desk, he squeezed grip trainers at 30% maximum strength. He held squeezes for 2 minutes, rested 2 minutes, repeated 4 rounds under 15 minutes. After months, blood pressure dropped to 144/92 to 128/84 without other changes. Static muscle contraction activates blood vessels uniquely, strengthening arterial lining, improving elasticity, reducing sympathetic nervous system drive. The ninth strategy involves wall squats. One retired nurse didn't want pills despite blood pressure at 149/93. She started wall squats at home, 2 sets of 45 seconds daily, bending knees to 90 degrees, back flat against walls. Within 6 weeks, blood pressure dropped to 132/84 without medications. A massive meta-analysis in 2023 examined 270 randomized trials with 16,000 people, comparing every exercise form imaginable. Isometric training, specifically wall squats, came out on top for lowering systolic pressure. Average drops of 8.2 millimeters systolic, 4 points diastolic, better than cardio or traditional weights. The 10th final strategy addresses something beyond physical interventions. One recently retired man living alone after his wife passed felt days getting longer, motivation fading. He stopped morning walks, meals got processed, blood pressure climbed to 142/92 with 2 medications. Instead of another prescription, he adopted an older mixed-breed dog.
He started walking twice daily for the dog, not himself. Meals improved. Within 6 weeks, he lost 5 pounds. Blood pressure returned to 134/85. A large meta-analysis examining 26 studies with thousands of participants found pet owners had significantly lower resting heart rates, lower mean arterial pressure, lower systolic pressure by 2 points on average. Wall squats, sometimes called wall sits. She didn't need equipment, just a wall and a timer. She started with 2 sets of 45 seconds, bending her knees to 90 degrees, keeping her back flat against the wall and holding the position. She could feel her thighs burning within just a few seconds initially. Then she built up to where she could hold it the entire duration comfortably. She liked the way it felt. She appreciated the work. It took time to get used to, but once she did, she genuinely liked it. She kept doing it consistently. Within about 6 weeks, her blood pressure dropped to 132/84 without taking any medications. A massive meta-analysis published in 2023 examined 270 randomized controlled trials involving over 16,000 people. It compared every form of exercise imaginable: cardio, strength training, high-intensity intervals, stretching. They all helped to varying degrees. But one method came out on top convincingly: isometric training. Wall squats specifically were the #1 intervention for lowering systolic pressure. They caused an average drop of 8.2 millimeters of mercury on systolic blood pressure, 4 points on diastolic. Better results than cardio, better than traditional weights. Here's why this works so effectively. When you hold a squat, especially at a 90-degree angle, your muscles engage in a way that sends powerful signals to your arteries. Over time, this improves vascular resistance and boosts nitric oxide production that relaxes your vessels and regulates pressure more efficiently throughout the day. Because it doesn't dramatically raise your heart rate like traditional cardio, it's especially helpful for people who cannot tolerate high exertion levels. That's exactly why structured guidance matters. The right approach walks you through the most important things to check, how to interpret what you find, and what to do next. The 10th and final strategy addresses something that goes far beyond physical interventions alone. One recently retired man lived alone in a quiet neighborhood. After his wife passed away, the days felt longer and more isolating. His motivation to improve his health started fading gradually. He stopped walking every morning. His meals got simpler and more processed. At his last checkup, his doctor delivered concerning news. His pressure was back up significantly, 142/92, even with 2 medications daily. He didn't want to discuss another prescription. Instead, he did something unexpected. He adopted a dog. Not even a puppy. He adopted a quiet, older mixed breed. Big brown eyes, didn't demand much, just followed him from room to room throughout the day. The effect was incredible, though. He started walking again twice daily, not for himself, for the dog. His meals improved too. Something about feeding another living creature reminded him to feed himself better. Within 6 weeks, he'd lost 5 pounds. Even better, his blood pressure went back down to 134/85. Was it just the dog alone? Not entirely.
The science behind this connection is genuinely real. A large meta-analysis looking at 26 studies involving thousands of participants examined pet ownership and cardiovascular risk. Pet owners had significantly lower resting heart rates, lower mean arterial pressure, and yes, even lower systolic pressure by about 2 points on average. The benefits went deeper than blood pressure alone.
The adjusted risk of cardiovascular death was lower in pet owners, approximately 19% lower. That wasn't insignificant. Cat owners seemed to benefit more from reduced cardiovascular mortality. Dog owners had stronger behavioral benefits like increased daily movement and social interaction. He didn't need another prescription. He needed a reason to go outside daily. A companion was perfect for that. Sometimes the best medicine doesn't come in a prescription bottle. It walks beside you, breathes with you, or simply gives you a reason to take better care of yourself every single day. These 10 strategies represent powerful, evidence-backed approaches to naturally lower your blood pressure and transform your cardiovascular health. Each intervention we've discussed today has helped real people achieve real results. They've lowered their numbers, reduced their medications, regained their energy, and reclaimed control over their health. Some used one or two of these strategies. Others combined several approaches for maximum impact. The key to success isn't perfection from day one. It's consistency over time. Small, sustainable changes that build on each other. You don't need to implement everything at once. Start with one strategy that resonates most with your current situation. Master that. Then add another when you're ready. If you found this video valuable, please hit that like button right now. Your engagement helps this life-saving information reach more people who desperately need it. Share this video with someone you care about who's struggling with blood pressure concerns. They'll thank you for thinking of them. Drop a comment below and tell me which strategy you're most excited to try first. Are you going to experiment with time-restricted eating? Try wall squats? Reduce your alcohol intake? Improve your sleep quality? I read every single comment and love hearing about your personal experiences and questions. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more evidence-based health information that empowers you to take control of your vitality. Hit that notification bell so you never miss new videos with practical strategies for longevity, energy, and disease prevention. Your health journey matters, and I'm honored to be part of it. Remember, high blood pressure doesn't have to be your permanent reality. With the right information, the right strategies, and consistent action, you can transform your cardiovascular health naturally. You have more power over your numbers than you probably realized. Now, you know exactly what to do. Go make it happen.